she has the choice to follow through with the life that has been started in her or to terminate it. I would like to share with you the experiences of a woman named Lynn who had to decide whether she was going to give her baby life or not. After 3 weeks of chemotherapy, Lynn went back to the hospital to find out if her cancer had responded to the treatment. As she sat in the uncomfortable waiting room chairs, Lynn became very anxious. I shouldn't be nervous about this. I've done it enough times. In the past 3 years, Lynn had had many chemotherapy treatments to fight the cancer, and anxiety was never a problem. Just as she was really starting to worry, the doctors called her in to have an MRI. However, before a woman could have an MRI, they needed to do a pregnancy test. And to Lynn and the doctor's surprise, it was positive. How can that be? I was told I would never get pregnant again. Lynn had no idea what to do with the news she was given, so she called her husband Bob. He came down to the hospital to meet her and discuss with the doctors about some of the next steps. As Lynn was getting ready to have an ultrasound, one of the doctors pulled Bob aside. In my expert opinion, I would not go through with this pregnancy. Your wife will not be alive in 9 months. He was advising an abortion of the unexpected baby growing inside of Lynn so that she could continue treatment. Lynn and Bob were firm believers in God's value of all life and had faith that He would protect Lynn and the baby she was carrying. They believed what the Bible says in Philippians 1:6, that He who began a good work will be faithful to complete it. Many doctors were certain that terminating the pregnancy was the best decision and tried to convince Lynn and Bob of that. They were worried about the effects the chemotherapy would have on the fetus. The baby could be born with multiple defects and deficiencies, along with learning disabilities and other serious problems. But Bob and Lynn were putting their faith in God and had their minds made up. With their decision to keep the baby, they had to present their next steps regarding the pregnancy to a board of doctors. The doctors did everything they could to change Lynn and Bob's decision, but their minds were set. After 9 months of a healthy pregnancy, Lynn was induced into labor on May 5, 1994, at Women and Infants Hospital in Washington, D.C. To the doctor's surprise, the delivery was normal and went smoothly. That afternoon, Lynn gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Lynn and Bob thanked God for His blessings in their life and for giving them this healthy baby. As time passed, their daughter grew, and Lynn's cancer got worse. Lynn struggled with everyday tasks and found it difficult to move around the house. Lynn's daughter showed her love to her by helping her when she needed it. If Lynn dropped something, she was right there to pick it up and was always willing to do whatever her mother needed. The cancer inside of Lynn was growing and her physical strength was deteriorating. She was now in a wheelchair and would have hospice care in her home. She knew her time was near. Lynn prayed often, and she gave thanks to God for the precious gift of her daughter. She wanted to honor God with praise and had 2 simple requests. First, that God would grant her life until her daughter started school. And second, that when her time came, He would take her quickly. Lynn's prayer of living long enough to see her daughter go to preschool was granted. But just months later, she was lying in a hospital bed, taking her last breaths. Her daughter was outside playing when Bob called to her. "Honey, come on inside. It's time to say goodbye to Mommy." She walked into the house, not exactly sure what was going on. Stepping into the bedroom, she saw her mother and her face beamed. "Goodbye, Mommy. I love you." Those were my last words to her. Lynn was my mother, and she had a choice to save her own life or risk it by saving me. Though she is not here today, I am a living proof of faithfulness. God is in control of everything, including the lives of each and every one of us. The power to give and take away life is and always will be in God's hands. It is our choice to trust Him through these decisions. I am a testament to the reality that when we are faithful to God's command to honor life and protect the defenseless, He will show Himself trustworthy and in control. Whether you believe in God or not, every born and unborn person deserves life. But somewhere along the lines, we decided that it was okay to take that away from them. My mother could have taken that away from me, but she decided to give me the right to life.